I'm gonna move into our first topic with Ish. As I like to say, sometimes we do want to give out some education. So, a lot of times people be asking me like, how do I know a lot about certain laws or sentencing and things of that nature? And some of that is just by happenstance, like experience, like growing up. My cousin might have got locked up for X, Y, and Z, so I know what he got locked up for, how many years it was, X, Y, and Z. And then when I had my own situations, I used to sit with my PO, and then she would just break everything down to me. So that's how I learned a lot of shit, just from people around me or just life experiences in general. So we're gonna go to Ish, and she's going to tell us the differences between manslaughter and homicide, X, Y, and Z, self defense, all these things, and what kind of sentence they carry.
Yeah.
But I was telling Ish earlier that was a running joke when we was teens, that me and Nell and the crew used to be like, "Don't do that domestic, that's a 1 to 3." That was just a running joke, like it's something we know. But go ahead, Ish.
Facts. And some people don't even really realize, especially when you in the heat of shit, like they don't realize it, like that shit is gonna cost you.
Facts.
Might not cost you a little, might not cost you a lot, but it's gonna cost you.
Facts.
So we can start like at the top of the gamut, and we can just kind of run through them a little bit. And then if there's anything that I did not touch that y'all thinking of or want to hear about, just let me know.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with like the first degree, which is the top of the food chain. Basically, it's the intent and premeditation and deliberate act of homicide that's gonna carry you life.
What's the worst that can happen to us, Ray? Huh? Life? What do you mean, like that? It's a mistrial.
Without the possibility of parole. If you work out a plea agreement of some sort, 25 to life maybe. So it could get reduced down, almost cut in half. Similarly, it depends on also the facts though that surrounds it.
All right, so when they say you get 25 to life,
Yeah.
say you did the 25, can I consider that my life sentence?
That's the minimum. That's not the life sentence. That's the minimum. So, which would mean typically if they give you that,
I gotta go before the board.
you got to go before the board. Correct. Okay. Otherwise, it would just, be 25 years. But, and that would be your max. And then you would just get out. Yeah. So you would go before the board. And it's not, it's not guaranteed that you get out at your 25.
Right.
At all. But second degree, which second degree is not that common.
Before we get to second degree, we have to tell Nell because he is the major first degree murderer.
Yeah, facts.
So
facts.
Nell, that is what you would be looking at.
Facts.
25 to life.
Life without parole means you die your natural, like you live the rest of your natural life in jail without the possibility of coming out and seeing the outside ever.
I did my due diligence and I was actually deemed unstable mentally. So I cannot.
Do you know mental infirmity and defenses of mental incapacity is very hard to prove and very seldomly granted. So pick another direction to go with that.
This is what I want to say about the mental.
It's not gonna work.
So the mental joint, Ish, how many have you seen people fake it and win?
Yes. Oh, well, no, I haven't seen people fake it and win. Okay. I know people that fake it.
Okay. She's saying herself, basically.
Yes, myself. I've seen it. It doesn't fly over too well. It's really hard to prove because basically what it boils down to is you have to have a long-standing history of some sort of mental infirmity in order for that to stick. So, yes, people can lose touch with reality at the drop of a dime, right? You can have a moment of insanity, sure, right? But that is circumstantial. That is when you are in the midst of something happening, right? That is not a lifelong illness that you've had.
So what if I get myself clinically diagnosed as bipolar?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all the time. And what I've seen, and this is what the court will probably argue, not all the time does bipolar equal to the point of murder. So yeah, you can be bipolar, you can have some issues, even assaults, you know, anything like that, but it doesn't necessarily
Get you off.
get you off of murder, right?
All right, now let's go to the second
Smarter than
agreement.
the average bear, though. I'm a little smarter than the average.
Nell trying to say he can pass the mental,
I,
y'all.
I mean,
I ain't going to pass the. I probably won't pass the crazy test. I'll just hire somebody to kill her.
yeah, well, you know,
Yeah, is I hire me a murder?
What is the
can't
sentence?
give
What
up-
is the sentence for hiring somebody?
life,
You still get life for that?
Your life?
yeah.
It's a bag. That's all.
Yeah.
Because that's equating to you, and we'll get to that. Well, not that falls under first degree. Honestly, it's when you have the premeditation. It doesn't matter that you didn't perform it. You premeditated this plan to kill someone. You are still equally as guilty as if you pulled the trigger or if you stabbed the person or however you chose to have them killed. Yep. So second degree, which is not common, but it is intent and deliberate, but without premeditation. So I can know that I want to kill you if you get wicked with your lip,
Right.
but I didn't premeditate that. Like I didn't say I'm going to kill Nell, but I said if Nell talked to me about this motherfucking dick group one more time, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
not the
poke
secret
this
group.
nigga.
Secret.
You dig it? You dig it? But
Fuck that group. I ain't.
so second degree murder is intent and deliberate without premeditation. It's not thinking about it beforehand. You can get 15 years.
Yeah,
to
I just
life.
seen somebody get off for 15 years. They killed somebody and they got 15 years.
15 years. All of these things are also circumstantial. All of the facts of the case as well, aggravated circumstances, aggregate factors, all of that stuff
Wasn't that
applies.
Wasn't the charge? Wasn't the officers and the George Floyd charged with second degree murder?
Yeah.
It wasn't planned, but it happened.
Correct. And again, those are the aggregate factors. They outlined the day. They outlined from beginning to end what transpired, and that's what the jury
So I can
discovered.
get 15 years if I do a road rage killing.
Yes.
I might
Yes.
wanna
It
do a road
depends
rage.
on the facts.
I might take the 15.
Yeah, it depends. Stop it.
What's
Oh
a
my
little?
God.
Like what's a little 2 to 3, and I'm coming home. But somebody, you know what I mean, going like
That's assault, nigga. You can't kill nobody.
You
and
can't
get 2
kill
to
nobody
3.
and get 2 to 3.
Niggas wild.
The only time I've ever seen that happen, I'm not gonna lie,
That's vehicular
is
homicide,
self defense,
too. And
right? Or
vehicular
vehicular homicide. Yeah, the vehicular homicide falls under manslaughter, which is something different. We'll get to that, but the
Why do
third.
I know all of this shit? Like, I said, why do I know all of this
Yes.
shit?
But you gotta know this shit
Right.
for real. Third degree, which some states don't even have third degree. It's actually the same as manslaughter, but some states do have third degree. It's very similar to manslaughter. You can receive up to 15 years, and you have like a lot of fines and restitution and costs that go along with third degree murder. It's just basically the disregard for human life. It's like you just reckless. You don't give a fuck. You outside shooting New Year's and it's a crowd of people. Like that's third degree or manslaughter depending on the state and how it's argued. Okay? And it's just without malice. You don't have no malice. You're just reckless and you just don't give a fuck. Okay, up to 15 years. Voluntary manslaughter. So manslaughter is up to 15 years too. And it's the same. Voluntary manslaughter is like heat of passion. Like you arguing,
This is Nell.
smothering with the pillows. That's you. You could get 10 to 20 for that type of, and it's an intentional killing.
Right.
It's just a heat of passion, a response to provocation. So like if I provoked you, all of that good stuff, okay? Involuntary manslaughter is death because of negligence of some sort. So, the people that lock their kids and don't feed them, and they are malnutrition and stuff when they, yeah, that's that.
Okay.
That's just negligence. And then a result of that negligence is death.
But don't they get another? Don't they get like child endangerment and all that other shit too?
Yeah, so that's where the larger, so like involuntary manslaughter, you can get a 2 to 5, but you can also get a 20 to 40. It depends on how the charges are stacked, because you can get an EWOC, which is endangering the welfare of a child, or you can get, if you spank them with a belt, you can get those charges. They'll start
All
stacking.
right. What would happen if I spanked my kid and then he fell and hit his head on the oven and died?
Yeah, that's involuntary
Like he got
manslaughter.
game. Like he got game when the girl died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2 to 5 though. I'm gonna give him a 2 to 5 for that.
Yeah, that's involuntary.
You
That's
can't give-
involuntary
you can't give him a 10
manslaughter
or
because
15.
you said you beating him and then he accidentally slipped. Yeah, that's still negligence because you were hitting him so hard, or you placed him in an unsafe condition for him to hit his head. So still involuntary manslaughter. Again, if you can get 2 to 5, or it can stack. Then you got your gun charges, which we know in PA right now.
5
Straw
years.
purchases, 5 years.
5 years. 5 years.
Even if I bought a gun for someone,
5 years.
5 years, 5 years. But in Pennsylvania, they do have some programs now that they are formulating for individuals who have no record, first time offenders that are able to do something similar to like ARD, which is equivalent for like theft or DUI, etc. They just got it for guns. It's called the AFD program. You get into this program, you fulfill some requirements, you get left with no conviction for having a gun.
That's fire.
That is, as long as the gun has not been used in any crime.
Nobody's on a gun, man.
Yeah, like, as long as it's on the up and up, like the
All right,
gun
Aisha,
wasn't found
I
in
got a question
crime or
about that.
nothing.
So,
Yeah.
what if I got a gun that's a dirty gun? What I'm gonna get?
Oh, you're gonna get 5.
I gotta get 5 years.
Yeah, it's
But
dirty.
I mean, what if it's dirty? What if it's a body on it?
Okay, is it your body?
No, it's not my body.
Okay, you're getting 5 years.
Oh, all right, that's cool. I can take the 5 years.
I mean, if it's proven that it's not your body, if they can prove it and they put the body on you, oh, you'll be doing more.
That's crazy. Y'all always
Yeah,
trying to put a
but for
body
the
on
guns,
somebody.
yeah, straw purchase right now, just the flat. Sometimes you could do 3 years though on a gun. Depends on your attorney and depends on what we working with as far as facts. Domestic violence, that's a range. You could do 11 and a half to 23. You could do 3 to 6 months, or you could 3 to 6 years. You could do a 5 to 10. I've seen. It depends on how bad. Strangling, smothering,
Damn, Nell.
all of that shit. That's
No, you gotta stop.
If I'm fucking you up, I ain't gonna smother you. But I ain't gonna.
No, it has to be stopped, y'all.
I cannot.
But see, look, I don't even play with the domestic with the female work. I'm talking about
Right.
Yeah, like let's clear this shit up right here.
Yeah, please
I see how y'all go
don't.
crazy with the penis. Dude. I mean,
Yeah, please.
clear it up. I'm not abusing the women.
Right.
So,
We're
yes,
just
please.
joking, people. We're just joking.
Trying to find some
No domestic,
common ground in the legal.
Right.
no domestic dispute. Then we got the DUIs and all of that good stuff. Where if you've never had a DUI before, you cool. Maybe you could get ARD or something like that. But if you've had 3 or more, yeah, automatic 1 to 2 years, and then it just stacks.
Yeah, my man traded like 3 years for a DUI.
Yep, it just stacks.
I had this girl who bought a car. She actually had to get it a device placed on it,
Right.
where she can take ownership because she had 26 DUIs.
That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
That license
Yeah,
need to
that
be
breath.
She had to breathe in it to start the car
Yep.
before the car would start. That's wild.
That is wild.
Your license need to be revoked at that point, man.
Yeah, but they're very lenient.
I see.
until
26
they're
fucking
not.
DUIs?
Yeah, they're very lenient until they're not. Let a vehicular homicide be involved. They roofing
Now, is
you.
the breathalyzer just recording alcohol?
Yes.
Because let's say alcohol was your drug of choice, but now
You switch over
know
to
you got
crack?
that.
So you
What if
switch
you
over to
switch
crack?
to pills?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if they still feel like you're inebriated to some
No, but
extent, they're
that
going to take
machine
a
on
blood.
the card. Is
Oh yeah,
gonna
that only
register.
is right. That's
Yeah.
only going to register right for that contraption to start your vehicle is only clearly for alcohol.
Right.
But if you get pulled over, they can take your blood,
Right.
and then your blood will show whatever it is that you're taking.
Solid.
Yeah.
You can also request as a citizen, you can request that type of thing because we know that we've been pulled over for you smell like you know, are smoking, or you smell like you're intoxicated, or you look intoxicated. You could just be tired. I remember getting pulled over.
Facts. That happened to me all the time.
I was tired than a motherfucker.
Yes.
Not drunk, not high, no nothing. And he was like, "Oh yeah, your eyes bloodshot red. You look like you high. I can smell it on you, nigga. You don't smell shit on me, bro."
Right.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
can you request it at the scene?
You can request it, absolutely. And then basically, if you're being arrested, or say like if you got pulled over and was given tickets, this is how you can beat your tickets, or this is how you can beat your case. And sometimes, depending on the situation, you can pursue civil action. Like some civil rights could have been violated in the process, or in the interim, and you could possibly have a nice little civil suit on your hands, just depending on the facts of that. And the last one I want to touch on, which is important, I'm looking over at you.
I can't. No. You're so
Terroristic
guilty.
threats,
Oh,
those
shit.
arguments and terroristic threats and things like that. Listen, I'm guilty of it. I've been arrested before
BD couch
for
is
that.
fucking threatening everybody.
Yes. That's what happened when you hold shit in.
How do y'all go from the BD couch to threatening
No,
everybody?
I'm serious.
All right, so I think what Aisha's kind of alluding to is a couple of weeks ago I hit the chat like, "Yo, if I tell someone I'm gonna kill him, will I get arrested, or will they come to my house and get me?" I told the little Wawa girl, she was making. I ordered a little macaroni and cheese. She give me a soup. Instead of her just putting the soup or throwing the cup out, she pours the soup out and put my mac in there. I'm like, shorty, I got allergies to certain food. You might still be like little crumbs
soupy
in
in
the
there.
joint. It could be onion crumbs in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, sir, it's not going to hurt you.
How you know, bitch?
That shit could kill me, for real, for real. If y'all know how bad my food allergy is to onions, it's real bad. I got EpiPen work for it. But, like, I kill you in this motherfucker.
Because you trying to kill me, clearly.
Exactly. So I had to escape the scene. The fuck out of it. Because, cops was probably called, and I had to hit Ish like, "Yo, am I going to get arrested for this shit?"
Yeah, it's crazy because sometimes we think that just a simple interaction that could escalate to some words. You know what I mean? You thinking you just having words like
argument.
motherfucker, like
Right.
what the fuck is wrong with you? I'll fuck you up, or bitch, I got whatever.
Right.
It's a threat, and if they feel threatened, or they feel like they just want to be doing something, they can call the cops, make a report and a complaint. Some of the counties, they do it by just complaint. So they'll send you some shit in the mail. You'll get a court date to appear, whatever. Philly, we already know. They taking your ass down for some bullshit.
Facts.
So tell us about making a citizen's arrest. We've always seen it in movies. We never really seen it in real life. Can a citizen actually make an arrest?
Well, I think that's just a figure of speech.
Okay.
Yeah, that is just
Not
a
a
figure
real
of
thing.
speech. It's not really a real thing.
Okay.
We call it that because if you were to see a crime happening and you tackled
Look,
the
this
nigga
is
to
what
the street
I'll answer
and
this shit.
hold
Look,
him.
I'll answer this
Right.
shit, Ish. If somebody ever walks up on you and say I'm making a citizen's arrest, you can smack the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But what they're
I'm literally looking at this motherfucker like, you don't get the fuck out of here.
right, but that's what I'm saying. But that's just something that they say for a person who holds someone there until the police actually come.
Right.
That's a citizen's arrest. So it's not a real thing for real. It's
Right.
just somebody who's holding somebody until the cops get there. And then the way at this rate, I ain't holding a motherfucker.
Facts.
I'm sorry. Say, call it what you want, because they be done fucked you up or did something to you, and then now you in
And then
some
the
shit.
cops be like, well, why did you do that?
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have.
Right.
You should have just let us catch it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you all fucked up and don't have no
Right. Yeah, that's the bullshit. All right. Any more questions or any more thoughts into this topic?
Now, I think also you need to make it very, very clear on what a person should do if they are arrested or detained. What is the first thing that you would tell your client or prospective client to do?
I would hope that you guys already know this, but let us reiterate for those who may not know. I have nothing to say without my attorney, whether you have one or not. Most people will be like, well, I don't have an attorney, so I didn't say that. Duh. Like, come on. You got to think. You got to use your brain. You're going through maybe a high emotional time or whatever the case may be. Like, stop, take some breaths and think about what the fuck it is that you're saying and what's getting ready to happen to you at that point in time. I have nothing to say without my attorney. That means not your hair color, not your eye color, not the size shoe you have on, not the size jacket or hoodie that you're wearing, not the color car that you're driving. They might know all of this shit already.
Right.
All you need to say is, I have nothing to say without my attorney. They gonna find your ID, so they gonna get your name, they gonna get your address, they gonna get everything that they need. Don't offer them any additional information.
Thanks.
Because then that it can and will be used against you in a court of law. So you have nothing to say without your attorney. Zip your lip, get processed, get bailed out, see an attorney, fight the case.
That's what I was going to ask you. What about bail work? So how does a bail bondsman work?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. If you ever have to, I mean, God forbid, somebody might have to, that might be the only way to get that person out. It's robbery.
Yeah.
It's robbery. At least with the bail, Philadelphia used to take 10% of every bail. Now they give you back 100%. So you're getting all your cheese back. You go to a bail bondsman, yes, you're giving them less money because you don't have to post it, but you're all on the hook to them the entire route for the entire amount. So therefore, you're putting up an amount and you're putting up collateral, which is doubly it's putting you at so much it's putting you in so much exposure. Like, it's too much exposure with that. But some people will do it just because they don't have 15,000 sitting around. They might have 1,500, but they don't have 15,000. Philadelphia is 10%. I'm sorry, 10%.
Right.
You can post 10%, but the counties don't. They are 100%.
That's why I don't do shit in the counties.
Yeah.
All
So
my dirt in the hood.
yeah, they may in fact need it.
That's a fact. I'll play around in the county.
Gotta have a bell stash, though.
Definitely gotta have a bell stash.
You gotta have a bell
Definitely gotta
stash.
have a bell stash. What else I wanted to say?
And
about that?
some people don't know, not to cut you off today, some people don't know that you could turn over your bail for representation to an attorney. Attorneys do take bail receipts as payment for legal fees. They don't get paid up front, but they will get paid 45 days after your case is dismissed, or, however the case is resolved, or whatever the case may be, they will get their money. So some people, we tell them, don't pay us first, get yourself bailed out, then turn over the bail receipt to us. Why pay double money? Why pay to get bailed out and then pay us? That's backwards.
Hold on. Who the hell is they paying first? Who the fuck is they paying?
So this is what some people will do. Right. Some people will come in and drop $10,000 on an attorney because they know they have a warrant. Right. They know they're about to get arrested. We be like,
I did that before.
Hey, okay. Well, now you about to get arrested, but you don't got money for bail because you just retained us for $10,000. Now, granted, you need an attorney. We're not saying that, but you just dropped your 10 stacks with us. Now you don't got no way to bail out, so that means you're going to sit, hold your money, surrender, see the judge, bail yourself out, and then turn it over towards us. Because if you putting it in our pocket, well, it's there. We can't help you. We're not giving you the money back to bail out.
Yeah, do lawyers ever give money back? That's a question that I wanted to know. Because they never giving money back.
No.
Like giving money back for what?
Say I want to switch my lawyer.
What the fuck? No, that's on you.
Lawyers
Like, no, no, no,
never
no,
giving
no.
money back.
I'm going to say this, though. No, I will say this. Most retainers, depending on your agreement, are non-refundable.
Right.
Once we get in a case, it's very hard for us to get out. The only way we can get out of a case is if, in fact, you do hire another attorney. But at that point in time, our fee is earned.
Right.
So, yeah, you can switch an attorney because that attorney will then enter removing us from the case. But otherwise, we stuck with it. Nobody's letting us out of that case. We're responsible for it from beginning to end.
That's crazy.
So, no, very, very, very seldom. Unless some of the attorneys are feeling in a good mood.
All right, what is the actual difference? This will be my last question. What is the actual difference between probation and parole?
Oh, yeah. So a lot of people don't know this. So probation is just county. It's underneath a judge's supervision. So let's just say a Philadelphia County judge gives you 2 years probation. They oversee you with Philadelphia probation and parole department, but the probation portion, they oversee you collectively. Parole is when you're serving a sentence. So you get 11 and a half to 23. Okay, but you only do 11 and a half. You have to get to 23. You got to walk the rest on parole and then start your probation tail. So probation is governed by the state. And again, that is you finishing the rest of your sentence on the outside. And then you start your probation.
Facts.
Yeah.
Just stay out of trouble.
That's what I was going to say. Just stay out of trouble. It's a mean world once you get wrapped up into the system.
That's a fact.
It's not nice.
That's a
Parole board is a whole different beast.
Just stay out of trouble, people, because it's a bitch.
It ain't worth it.
And regardless, keep that bail money. Keep that bail money stash. Always keep that bail money stash.
Got to.
It comes in handy.
Right. And I was speaking about Pennsylvania laws. Know your state laws.
Right.
Like wherever you live, whatever state you live in, know your state laws. Know what your rights are. Some people don't even know, and they just assume. You never know when you or someone else are gonna need to know these things.
Sure.
All right. That was our topic for y'all to learn something, Sometimes y'all might want to listen and learn.